Hey, Crystal Maiden here, and here I'm going to be showing off the 06 levels for Sonic Generations. Unfortunately, they haven't bothered to make all of them. They never made Kingdom Valley, or Tropical Jungle, or Aquatic Base. Although Aquatic Base isn't too much of a loss, it's just some boring combat room that's designed more like a mech level from SA2, if anything. They're showing footage of Tropical Jungle, like saying they're working on it. I hope it gets finished. And for Kingdom Valley, I saw like footage of, like I saw that someone was planning on working on a mod for that, but they decided to cancel it and not release what they had already worked on because they were selfish. Anyways, this is not from 06. This is a fan-made interlude. Well, not interlude, an intro to the game. It doesn't really work because the way you're constantly turning around, it kind of makes it hard to see the X bombs coming up because they just appear out of nowhere on the horizon because they're scared by walls that are ahead of you. So I don't really like it all that much. It doesn't really seem to have any checkpoints at that. It is a good test of your quick-stepping skills, but there's a reason that quick-stepping sections are just about you going forwards and not turning. There's also annoying cars that you have to dodge. Like, I'm pretty sure they damage you. It is kind of nice to just boost ahead and take advantage of your quick-stepping abilities, though. But, as you can see, it's pretty easy to run out of boost. Thankfully, this project doesn't limit your boost like the Adventure project does. An unused gameplay mechanic in Sonic 06, where Sonic's top speed would have dramatically increased the more rings he collects, can be seen in the E3 2006 beta demo at Sonic Cult. Unfortunately, this mechanic was never fully implemented, and Sonic's top speed outside the Mach Speed stages was stuck slow. That's why Sonic is so slow in 06. Because it would have been that you collected rings and that made him faster. Then they decided, nope, that's too Mario Kart, so let's just keep him slow. Rather than making his top speed his default speed. That's fun. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the point of that was. I mean, I guess I appreciate the extra effort, but I would have preferred if that extra effort went towards making Tropical Jungle instead. I like how they play the 06 victory music. Like they do a lot of hard work towards, like they have a whole Sonic 2006 music mod that you have to activate to make the project work. And they even bothered putting in the cutscenes from 06. It's only Sonic's story though, and only up to a certain point in the story. But it's a nice effort, an admirable one, and it gives me an excuse to talk over some of the cutscenes. So this is the introduction of Princess Elise, who's a pretty controversial character. Looking at this, you would not be able to tell it's a Sonic game because it has humans, and nothing but humans. And it seems to be a realistic setting aside from the fact that these characters are wearing cloaks, and she's praying to, like, it's about a fire god. Like, as you can see here, she's worried about the fire god Solaris destroying the city. Like, does she have these kinds of worries regularly? Or is she having an actual psychic vision? And since Iblis came out of her like 200 years in the future, or I guess maybe not, but how did she, like, how often does that happen? But yeah, like, I wonder why the Pope is so short. Like, that guy standing in front of her. But yeah, this is basically a culture that worships their god out of fear. Because if they don't, hey look, the Olympics is starting. Yeah, they're worried that if they don't worship the god, then their village will get destroyed. Even though, like, I don't think anyone should really know about Iblis. Like, okay, Mephiles got sealed in the scepter, and Iblis Well, okay, what happened to Iblis? Well, oh right, Iblis got sealed in Elise. Never mind. But yeah, Elise is a pretty controversial character, but what's even more controversial, well, not really, it's Eggman's design in 06. Look at how realistic it is. It's not necessarily, I mean, he's not nearly fat enough. And the biggest problem I have is that he doesn't wear his goggles on his head. So it makes it a lot more obvious that he's bald, which doesn't make him look like him. He doesn't do enough of his shit-eating grin in this game. This is fantastic. This is Sonic acting like Sonic. Okay, how would she think that when he looks nothing like him? Like, is Silver related to Sonic or what? But yeah, this is awesome. This is how Sonic should always act. But for the rest of the game, he's just so bland and forgettable. But look at him here. He's just pushing robots over with his tippy toes.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
This is awesome.
Irritating hedgehog again. Attack!
At least they still remembered to give Eggman the animations that he would normally have. And see, this is an exciting action scene where they're running away from missiles.
I finally found him. The Iblis
If
trick.
this is supposed to be from Sonic's perspective, why are we being shown Silver here? I guess it's because the writers were really proud of their new character, and so they wanted to show him. I mean, you do play as Silver in every story in that game.
No special reason.
That's Sonic basically being humble, I guess, because he's not necessarily supposed to be like Colors where he brags about every action. He's supposed to be more like carefree. So it goes like no special reason.
I'm afraid our little game ends now.
This is gonna happen a lot, by the way. At least she's a lot more likable than Peach.
Take this.
Like, she's a normal person. Like, a lot of people call Peach a ditz.
I've got it.
Elise isn't really a ditz
And
at all.
Don't worry, I'll rescue
Like,
you.
She
I
seems
know.
to care a lot about the people of Soliana. She has a response. She's responsible in the sense that at one point she willingly gets herself kidnapped by Eggman because Eggman threatens to destroy the city unless they hand over Elise to her, and the city was refusing to do that. So she has a sense of responsibility in that sense. The only problem with Elise is that she's part of this big epic romance between her and Sonic the Hedgehog, which results in her being made to say lines like, "I don't care what happens to the world," because it's about that terrible message that love is more important
Long time no
than
see.
anything, including the world's preservation.
I heard that you tried to save
And
their princess from Dr.
That's also
Eggman.
that's also echoed by Amy, where she stands up to Silver when Silver tries to attack Sonic. She's like that even if I had to choose between the world and Sonic, I would choose Sonic.
Okay.
It's a terrible message.
With your help, this should be a piece of cake.
Obviously, the cutscene presentation is not as good as you'd expect from a Xbox 360 game. Like the lip syncing is off, the animations are dated, blah blah blah, stuff like that. The CG cutscenes are a lot better. That's not really. I care about story, not necessarily the way it's presented. Unless it's presented in a way where it's confusing what happened, like in Sonic Rush, where I didn't understand that Knuckles got crushed by boulders because I didn't see it. Fuck this hub world. I mean, props to them for giving the official Sonic experience, like the official Sonic 06 experience. And it sure as hell is a lot more fun to navigate around with the boost. The problem is that it's not designed for the boost, so it's very easy to fall to your death. And, of course, right when you start out the hub world, occasionally you can end up boosting in a very short burst and nothing happens. So I don't know what that's about. I guess just, like I saw that with the Unleashed, like the Spagonia Night hub world in Unleashed put into Generations, and the Eggman Land 3D hub world too. So maybe that's just a common glitch, like right there, and then there. Like, it certainly is a lot more fun to navigate this hub world when you have the boost, because you're not painfully slow anymore. But I can't stand how it's so easy to get lost. I hate this hub world so much. And the 06 project didn't even have the courtesy to include a stage select, which even 06 has. You don't have to go through the 3D hub world every time you go back to play 06 stages for some reason. You could just play through the stage select. Now I have a vague idea of where everything is. Like, I have a vague idea. That's because I've watched so many LPs of this game. Huh, you can actually get a game over in the 3D hub world, which you couldn't in 06, by the way. I guess it's because Generations didn't have hub worlds that you could die in, so they didn't program it to not take away your lives if you die in them. But yeah, this is a confusing mess. Everywhere looks the same. It's really hard to memorize where you need to go. Like in Station Square in Angel Island, the SA1's hub worlds had charm and they were small. And they had different landmarks and sections, make it more obvious where you should go. I mean, I remember this is a clear landmark, but it's hard to remember where exactly to go to get here. This is a pretty fun level. Like, my favorite thing about this level is exploring it for hidden secrets, like 1-ups and ring boxes, but mostly 1-ups. I don't know if these 1-ups were put there by the people who made the level, like the fans, or if they were always in the original level. By the way, one of my favorite things about this level is finding the hidden secrets. I mean, this is really bad in the original game because you had two choices. Like, you can either go through the loops, and like it's very easy to die at the very beginning because you surf along the water, and you can very easily glitch die right from the start, and it's also very slow. So just having the boost gameplay and stuff like that does a lot to improve this. Although 06 levels seem to be designed with a longer air dash in mind, so the pathetically short air dash of Generations, which actually can't really be elongated all that much, like not even by skills, it really does show. Like the boost is really helpful for the speed sections, but sometimes you're expected to use an air dash, and the air dash is not enough, you know? So people who are fans of 06 don't like this project because of that, because Generations doesn't control as well, and isn't as good with air dashing. Like I've seen so much footage of this level from PokeCaptain and the like, so I know that the optimal way is to take the Lightspeed dash, and like basically Lightspeed dash at every opportunities level, but like wall run. But I can't do that. I hate this part so much because this is basically Tails' part, but because you can't play as Tails in Generations, you can't even fly in 3D. Like, the real Tails mod was made after this project, and it doesn't operate correctly anyways, the flight, so you wouldn't be able to fly around it anyways. But yeah, I really hate this section because this is precise platforming requiring the air dash in Generations. You need to use the air dash at some point to get far enough. And sometimes, like, I've died a lot here. Okay, I hate how you can homing attack those Eggman springs. Like, I always end up homing attacking them, so it makes the maneuver I took to get to them pointless. That laser gate is actually a way to Shadow's boring, wide open section of Wave Ocean, where you're just wandering around aimlessly looking for a switch, and you don't know what that switch does. You don't know how to bring out, you don't know what to do. I don't think wide open sections with no clue where to go belong in Sonic. I think I like how it clips through the wall there. I don't know if it did that in 06 because I've never played it. But yeah, sometimes you'll see through the walls, like here. But oh my god, an extra life! There's so many hidden extra lives in this stage. I really hate going here though because it's kind of finicky going through that gate and not dying, and you have to hold down while the whale is chasing you, or you won't. Like, it's not scripted enough. I think you have to have that Jason Griffith mod enabled in order to hear the voice clips from Sonic. Or at the very least, don't play as Scourge, because if you play as a different character, it'll just be silent. But yeah, this is the Mach Speed section. And this is pretty fun with the boost. It's horrible in 06 because you move too fast, left and right. The controls are too sensitive. Like, you can constantly use the Lightspeed dash to correct yourself. But even with the boost, like, it's kind of awkward. Because you can boost directly forwards and quick step left and right. But it's hard to explain. Sometimes I guess it's the fact that the terrain below you isn't always completely flat. And so that changes something. Oh yeah, if you go into this loop in 06, but you go too far to the right, then you'll miss the ramp and you'll die. You'll die in the scripted sequence. But yeah, this is a pretty fun level. Like, it really goes to show you how Generations gameplay and control can really bring out the best in a level that would normally be pretty awkwardly designed because it's from 06. Like, right at the whale chase part, that's a blatant ripoff from Emerald Coast. A lot of people would fall and die when they were suddenly expected to wall jump off a piece of a dock a whale just smashed on you. You're trained to jump off walls. Everyone dies their first time through there. You don't have to do that though in this level. Like, there's some awkward design choice, and it's not as fun as Emerald Coast. I guess. I've never played Emerald Coast, the actual Emerald Coast, with Generations controls and physics.